Good morning, students. Lesson 8 Networking and E-commerce, Part 2. Today we will learn about need for networking. What is the need for networking? Why we use network? Because it is so useful and there are variety of reasons to use network. First is resource sharing. All the computers on a network can share hardware like printer and modem and software. Means you can share resources and files from one computer to another with the help of network. Then second is reliability. If a computer on a network goes down due to some hardware failure, its share of work can be passed on the another computer. Means it is reliable and you can share and pass to another computer. Third is financial benefits. Small computers means PCs, personal computers have a better price performance ratio compared to large ones. A mainframe computer may be 10 times faster than PC, but it will cost 100 times more. Hence, most organizations prefer a computer network with many PCs instead of one large centralized computer. So you can use your personal computers and works better. Then fourth, better communication medium. With the help of networking in an organization with branches at various places, computer networking provides a cheap and easy mode of communications. Means you can communicate through any branch, any place, and for any person. You can communicate better with the networking. Then fifth, access to remote databases. Computer networks provide easy access to remote databases. So, it means you can book airlines, rail tickets, hotel rooms, etc. with the help of networking. You can book tickets and hotel accommodation from anywhere and get instant confirmation. Then our next topic is wireless networking technology. As the name suggests, data in this technology is transmitted without wires or cables. Bluetooth, infrared and Wi-Fi are examples that uses these technologies. You all are aware of these three things, but today we will see the difference between Bluetooth, infrared and Wi-Fi. So first is Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a radio wave technology that is mainly designed to enable wireless communications over short distances. Within the short distances, you can use Bluetooth and connect many devices and use these devices with the help of Bluetooth. So, it can be password protected and has a slow data transfer rate. The most commonly used Bluetooth application is mobile data transfer. You can transfer the mobile data through one mobile to another mobile with the help of Bluetooth. Then second is infrared. This technology uses an infrared wave to connect electronic devices. It can connect only two devices at a time. It cannot cross any solid objects. It is used in remote controls, codeless phones, etc. You are aware of this because you daily use remote controls. We will keep our remote controls in front of our TV and use it with the help of infrared. Then Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. It uses radio waves to provide high-speed wireless internet and network connections. Wi-Fi is now commonly used in houses, banks, hospitals, airports. Now Wi-Fi is commonly used in every places. The Wi-Fi technology is used to connect computers to each other within a group or across groups. Whereas Bluetooth technology is built into electronic gadgets and allow them to connect directly with each other wirelessly. So this is the difference between wireless, Wi-Fi, infrared and Bluetooth. Now, wireless and mobile communication. Wireless communication is simply data communication without the use of landlines, means it is wireless. This may involve cell phones, fixed wireless, laser, or satellite communications. There are many digital cellular networks used by mobile phones that are 2G, means GSM. The full form of GSM is Global System for Mobile Communication. Then 3G, CDMA. CDMA means Code Division Multiple Access. Then we can use 4G. Now in this generation we are using 4G phones. Technology, we now have an extension to 3G technology. It offers further high data rates. The speed is 100 Mbps for mobile users and up to 1 Gbps for fixed stations. This technology is mainly used for high quality audio, video and data transfer. And now in the next generation, 5G is the next major phase in mobile technology. So this is the wireless and mobile communication.
As we know, the Internet is a global network of computer networks. It uses a standard set of protocols. This way, it allows even dissimilar computers with different operating systems to communicate with each other.
What is a protocol, Toggle?
A protocol is a set of rules that computers use to communicate with each other across a network. You see, Goggle, all the computers within any network are connected to each other, usually with the help of cables. Any message traveling across the network has to follow the networking protocols.
Well then, how does this protocol recognize my computer in the network, Toggle?
Actually, Goggle, the protocols used for the Internet provide an address to each and every computer attached to the network.
But Toggle, my computer is connected to our city's network, while Ajay's computer is connected to the network operating in Colombo. So how does the global network recognize them?
Good question, Goggle. But you see, even if two computers are on two different networks, the Internet protocols used by these networks are the same.
So what are the commonly used protocols, Toggle?
Internet Protocol or IP and Transmission Control Protocol or TCP are the two commonly used protocols. Together, they are known as the TCP/IP protocol.
I see. Now can you please tell me what this TCP/IP protocol does?
Sure, Goggle. In order to ensure transmission of data over the Internet, it is necessary that all the computers on the network have unique identities.
That's right, Toggle. Otherwise, there will be a lot of confusion.
This is why TCP/IP has a simple naming and addressing scheme for every computer operating in the network that helps in locating information on the Internet.
So does that mean that my computer also has an address?
That's right, Goggle. Your computer also has an address recognized by the protocol. Every network and computer system has an address called the IP address. This address is used to exchange information. Let me show you the window where your IP address is located.
But I'm still wondering how the information passes from one computer to another.
Well, Goggle, whenever you send a message to anyone through the Internet, it is broken up into pieces called packets using the TCP protocol at the sender's end. Each packet has an address called the IP address that bears a reference to the sender as well as the destination.
Now I get it. It is just like sending letters through the post office. You need to mention the address of your friend and also your own address at the back.
Exactly. Just like every house has an address, so does every computer.
So how does the message reach my friend's computer system, Toggle?
As I just said, the message is broken up into packets, and these packets are passed from one network to another until they reach your friend's computer system.
But Toggle, if the message is broken into packets, how can my friend read them?
Well, Goggle, at the destination, the TCP software then reassembles the packets into a complete message. That way, your friend receives the original mail in his system.
So that's how it works. Very efficient.
Not only that, Goggle, the receiver TCP will acknowledge each of the packets received, and if a packet is missed or is unusable because it was lost or damaged on the way, the receiver TCP indicates the same to the sender TCP, who will then resend it. Now, it is not necessary for all the packets in a single message to take the same route through the internet, or for the same message to take the same route each time it is sent. But each time it will reach your destination for sure.
Wow! No wonder emails are so reliable.